Go Mustang, the Coach Alexander Show, brought to you by Kim Assad, your real estate broker.
Hello, Mustang Nation. Matt Carnes, Grapevine Booster here for our first Friday edition of the Coach Mike Alexander Show, the head coach of your Grapevine Mustangs, Mike Alexander. And Coach, we're at the beginning of the second season, as you call it. Playoff game number 1. Congratulations on the win last night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
First things first, we don't get paid extra for all the rest of the games, but I'll go as far as you and the rest of the coaching staff and the Mustangs want to take us.
Sounds great. I'm in.
But congratulations, not only the playoff win last night, but your first head coaching playoff victory. So tell us about the victory last night.
Well, it's 2 weeks in a row. It didn't start off great. So we need to definitely address that and fix that before next week. But it was an entertaining game. There was a lot of energy on the sideline. I think we'd moved up about 14 kids from the JV and freshman team up. We had a large group of our practice squad from the JV on the sideline with us. So a lot of positive energy, a lot of fresh faces around the sideline, and that was all good. And that's how you build a program. Keep it growing.
Well, and not only that, you had a good crowd show up. Thursday Night Lights is not what we're all looking for at times, but last night the Mustang Nation showed up and supported you guys. Yeah,
sure was. Somebody asked me that today. A reporter from the Star Telegram asked me about the crowd, and I said, it was surprisingly large for a Thursday night first round game. So it was. I think word's out. You pay your money for your ticket, and the Mustangs will entertain you for sure.
Well, and the first half was a little tighter than some people, probably including you, wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But it was a 55-14 win, but it was a little tight early on. Tell us about that first half.
Well, everybody had this thing in their head that this is just going to be another Fort Worth school that, and I didn't think it would be. I mean, I had an assistant principal ask me yesterday what I thought the score of the game would be, and I'm not going to tell you what I told him, but it was closer to what it ended up than what a lot of people would have thought. So, I mean, we talked about it in the show last week. This group of kids that we played last night, they're used to scrapping and clawing for everything they get in life, and they weren't just going to go out there and lay down, and they didn't, and we didn't play our best football early, but we got the ship headed in the right direction the second half and finished strong.
Well, and last week you said they have some really big, strong, impressive athletic kids, and they definitely did.
Mm-hmm.
First half, though, y'all got the lead at halftime. It's 21-6 at the half, but you had actually been outgained by them, 224 yards to 223. Second half comes along, and they only got 9 yards the whole second half.
Yeah.
What exactly did you say at halftime that changed things? Or can you tell us on camera?
Yeah, it wasn't anything in the tone of what was said. We just fine-tuned some things, and I do think too in the second half that our kids just got more accustomed to the speed of the game, and a large chunk of those yards came that last series right before half, and they jumped into a set, got into an empty formation that got our kids a little bit confused based on some things we'd been doing earlier in the game, and they were able to move the ball down the field and probably racked up about 75 yards in that one drive. So we went at halftime, got a plan for the empty formation, and kids came out and executed really well. I think they got used to the speed of the quarterback, and the rest is history.
Well, we'll see some of that, how the adjustments worked out here in a minute. But offensively, Alan Bowman, another great night, 315 yards, 4 touchdowns. Offensively, overall, y'all had 479 yards, but balanced attack again, 315 through the air, 159 on the ground. Roshan, 4 touchdowns. David, Jack Ertz had the big touchdown and 6 catches, and Jordan Brooks West with the big long one late there. So it was a pretty well-rounded offensive approach for you guys.
Yeah, in a game like that, we're probably focusing more on the execution than the score and the yardage. And there was still, some to be desired in the execution, especially in the first half. There's some things that we as a staff need to clean up and make sure we're putting our kids in the best position to be successful. And the kids got to execute a little bit better at times. But it's kind of a business approach. The second half, Allen just spread the ball around. Other than the big gain to Jordan, there wasn't anything really overly flashy. It was just executing the offense.
Well, we'll get to, let's look at some of the plays that did get made here. We'll start with the defense here. This was early in the second half. Tell us about this one when Hamway gets in the way and gets the pick.
Yes, sir. So this was a third down play, and at this point we'd come out the first series and stopped him on the run first, second down. So we just gave the receiver or the cornerback a little help with Cameron over the top, and he was able to reel that ball in.
And here's a big one from Braden.
This is something we were doing most of the night with the running cue. We engaged one of our inside backers most of the night, and just to kind of eliminate some run lanes inside. And Braden did a good job getting off the block there, and he was very active and had a great game all night long.
And then the last highlight we're going to look at, Colby Williams kind of demonstrated what y'all had to work on with the cutback, because these guys could get to both sidelines quickly, and he was able to get this one made.
Yeah, they're an unorthodox offense. Their kids aren't afraid to lose yards to gain yards, and so you have to take that into account. And Colby did a good job of pursuing from the backside, not losing leverage, and getting a play done.
Well, he had a big game last night. And let's look at some of the offensive plays here. This will start off here with the big fourth down conversion to Vergara.
Yeah, we were at a point in the game early on here where I didn't want to punt it to these guys, and felt like we could exploit the corners on the perimeter. Vergara already had 3 catches maybe on that one drive already, and so we went back to our bread and butter and gave Vergara another shot, and we got a first down.
And this is one of Rashawn's early touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. We got a little unbalanced look right there. Gave them a 4-man surface into the boundary, and they didn't adjust very well, and we were able to get a down block and kick, and Rashawn walked it in.
And here's another one of his touchdowns right up the gut with the blitz coming.
This was a point in the game where they kind of could feel it slipping away from them, so they started blitzing a little bit, and anytime we get that, we feel like if we can run inside zone and get everybody on their man, we got a chance to pop it, and that's exactly what happened. The offensive line did a good job that play.
And coming up here, you're going to get a really nice touchdown from Jack Ertz on the quick out.
Yeah, man, this was great to see Jack get a catch and run. He does a great job of catching the ball and turning up the field, and that's a drill that we work every day in practice. We call it tight turn drill, where we throw the ball to the receiver and then make a quick turn and get vertical and make somebody miss. And it's just great to see your practice, paying off onto the field of play.
Now this is going to be a big one to Clayton. This was a break that you really needed when it came.
This is just a simple little mesh route where we're going to run him on a shallow cross across the middle of the field, and nothing fancy about it, but what is great is Jordan gets a block after he catches it and springs him.
And then last but not least, we're going to have the long one to JBW here.
Yeah, good job adjusting to the ball. It wasn't one of Allen's better throws, but Jordan comes back to it, gets it, and outruns 3 pretty quick defenders to the end zone.
Well, it was a fun game to watch for sure, and playoff victory number 1. So you're moving on to the next level. Of course, you got the trophy here, the by-district trophy here for the Mustangs. So some more hardware for the cabinet there. Congratulations on that. But next up, you've got another one coming Friday, 1 o'clock down in Midlothian.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what is headed your way now.
Well, no big secret. I think last time I checked, Lido was number 1 in the state, at least in most polls. I think they've won close to 30 games in a row.
Yeah, 27 straight is what the report says.
They're the team that knocked us out last year. 2 different teams. New year. The challenge of our guys is we need to be at our best. That's you don't beat a Lido if you don't play your best, and it doesn't matter if you're Grapevine or Boswell or Abilene Cooper or anybody else in this region. They've dropped a lot of opponents that showed up to them and didn't play their best game. So they're a great team. They're well coached. They got very large offensive and defensive linemen. But if we show up and we're at our best, we got a great opportunity in front of us.
Well, they're a little different team from last year. They're led by a sophomore quarterback and a sophomore running back, with Jason McClellan, the running back, and Jake Bishop, the quarterback, and Trey Owens is a senior. But they actually are more of a running team this year. They're averaging about 250 yards a game on the ground, only 183 passings. They're getting 6.7 yards a carry on the ground, which is really a hard thing to stop for you. So it's going to be interesting to see how you and the defense plan to put that little stop together.
Yeah, it's Friday. We played last night, so we hadn't had a lot of opportunity to look at a lot of tape yet. But we'll have a plan. One thing that our kids have done all year is trusted us and believed in the plan, and that's what I talked to them about this morning. It's when they show up Monday morning for workout, it's got to be everybody's all in. Whatever the plan is, we hadn't developed it yet, but whatever it is, we got to be all in, and every single one of us rowing in the same direction, and if we do that, we got a chance.
Well, it's going to be fun to see. I don't think anybody has forgotten what happened last year when you played them, and not sure when you're going against a team like Aledo what else you can say to get the kids motivated. So I doubt there will be a whole lot of words that have to be said to get them motivated.
No, that was part of our problem last night. I think a lot of our guys were already thinking ahead, and I mean, it's understandably so. They know that they have an opportunity to go play the best team in the state of Texas, the defending 5A state champion, and on a neutral site at 1 o'clock, day after Thanksgiving. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. It's an opportunity that we're not going to take lightly.
Well, we will see you there, 1 o'clock at the Midlothian Multipurpose Center. In the meantime, have a happy Thanksgiving, and don't forget, even though it's a holiday week, we have Breakfast of Champions at 7:30 on Friday morning, so bring plenty of food for the hungry players and the hungry coaches. And 1 o'clock, Mustang Nation, let's show up, let's be loud, let's be proud, let's help these Mustangs beat those Aledo Bearcats and continue the state championship run. Coach, good luck. We'll see you out there, and look forward to the show 12 next week.
All right, appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Go Mustang! The Coach Alexander Show, brought to you by Kim Assad, your real estate broker.